Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome once again to another exciting scene from New York, Living World of Darkness, New York by Night, Right of New York City of Angels, blah, 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 blah. We found almost everyone in the Demon Court getting together at a place that Artemius sent by text/information contact because things have happened. We have an animal attack at the Bronx Zoo, and very recently we had an earthquake at the Hell's Kitchen. So Artemio will be waiting for the rest of the court in the top floor of the Limelight, his new jazz club that at the moment has only normal protection thanks to Marcus. Uh, he has appointed some goons at the service of Artemio. So yeah, he will wait in there for people to arrive. When people arrive, they will be checked up and they will be sent to the elevator with a key card. So feel free to arrive as you wish.
Well, Dr. Quinn will be one of the first to arrive, actually, because he was quite intrigued about this man that wasn't there at the previous meeting. We probably has a few words for as he gets the key card and goes to the top level.
Well, when he reached the top level, two gentlemen in black suits will open the door, and he can see a room that has a big table, some chairs, uh, and a lot of furniture with steel blankets on top of them, like it's been just settled. And he will see a man with a gray suit, a gray overcoat, just on the right, in the one of the seats of the right, putting papers all together and analyzing things. And he has a cell phone, and he seems to be talking to someone. Yes, yes, Hawthorne. I know I've been calling you too much lately, but I'm sorry. Uh, if you could get me the reports of the autopsies at the Bronx Zoo. I know you're a fucking murder investigator. This is a murder. Go ahead and do what I'm asking for you. Thank you very much. Good day. And he will hang up, raise his eyes. Hello?
And the man before you is, oh man, it's early 30s, a nice scar on the right side of his face. And if you've checked the news at all, you will have heard about this man, Dr. Quinn Fabreau, miracle worker from the Bronx, wearing a nice suit. And he looks at you. So, tell me, why weren't you there at the last meeting?
I was busy.
Alright.
You see,
He just sits down.
and he will see at the new Dr. Quinn and he will go like, my latest weeks has been in this following order. I'm going to marry a changeling. I help our beloved Halakur recover his golden child back, and then all this shit is happening. I need to relax from time to time so I don't start doing bad things. Also, I have a very, very consuming line of work in this host.
You need to relax from time to time.
Yes.
Well, I would have thought that you would have more than ample time to relax when you were down in the pit. It's time for us to work.
Well, you will see. If you take every pending thread in New York and you hold it very close to your chest, you will be dead in 2-3 nights because New York is always on danger for every fucking side. Because we have every fucking thing in this fucking city. Dear Dr. Quinn, and he will just put his tie back in place. Take a stroll to Central Park, you will see danger there. Take a stroll to Manhattan, you will see danger there. Take a stroll to Coney Island, let me guess, you will see danger there. And go and see the changeling, you will find drugs there. And probably danger. And
Your
stay away of
point
the path of the
being...
mages. You
The elevator
won't
doors
like
at
them.
this point close behind Reggie as she's standing there looking at Artemio having a bit of a crisis. I could come back if you're.
No,
Ah,
sit
no.
down.
Please come, Reggie. The good doctor here was telling me about all the different dangers in New York, and that he is so overwhelmed by all of it.
Yes,
The
yes.
elevator makes its way down as the sergeant steps into the elevator, looking very, very thoroughly at the guards, the goons walking around here, trying to remember every single face for later. As he rises up in the elevator, and the ping is heard, and the door opens again, two goons stare at him, and he just gives them a very, very sweet grin as he steps out behind the previous person who entered.
Artemio will look at the sergeant. I'm sorry, but these are the only safety measures I was able to find on such small notice, and I've been trying to get in contact with the glass worker, and things have happened, and I couldn't report this place as I would like.
Ah,
Please sit down.
Part of me is glad that you didn't use the glass worker because he was an idiot and an
yes.
arrogant bastard. However, I guess the arrogant bastard died. Which
Yes.
chair can I take?
Uh, please
Whichever
take
one
everyone
goes.
except the main seat, and he points to a seat that is a little bit like 3 centimeters higher than the rest of the seats. That's for the tyrant. Yeah, take whatever you seat you want. Any one of you gentlemen want any kind of refreshment I can offer to you?
The
Daniel.
sergeant will take the fourth chair from the tyrant seat.
Daniel at this point will also enter the room, looking around.
Yes, and for this reason, Artemio, it would have been very helpful if you were at the previous meeting. You would have known what had happened to the glassworker.
Yes, I have already been informed. You see, I have a way with people and a way with things. And I know the glass worker is dead, and I know there is a giant pit in New Jersey, and I know our life is becoming, well, I'm sorry because of the pun, but hell!
You know some things, but to judge by your words, you don't know specifics.
I know that Lily killed him, and he will just open a folder he has, and you can see a very strange way of writing. It's kind of other language for you. And he will start moving the sheets. Yeah, the Yoshi informed me that the Lily killed him, and yeah, basically he told me things, and he will put the papers back in order, and he will look at the newcomer. Who are you?
Daniel, hi.
My pleasure, and he will say hi. I'm Dr. Artemio. Please sit down.
Quinn will probably be on a seat right next to the one closest to the tyrant's seat.
Yeah, that would be from right or from the left? Because Artemio is on the first seat from the left.
On the right then.
Okay, then you're in front of Artemio. Great. We just need. I know that the tyrant is. Well, she's not here. We just need a. Well, yeah, she's the most tyrant thing we have at the moment.
And hopefully the new idiot malefactor will be here, and this time with the map.
You can hear a grin from the seat where the sergeant is sitting as you say that Josh is the closest to a tyrant we have.
And if on cue, as if the devil said it, or as the Slayer, should be named. One Josh Ring comes shimmining out of the elevator, actually. He looks at all of you more distressed, more panicked than he is, that he actually seems to be rather lighthearted with the entire affair, actually. As he goes ahead and observes the scene, saying to all of you pretty much all at once, so, who here happens to practice a lot of medicine?
Hello, and he raises the hand, goes behind
Well,
Josh.
Hello?
I study it.
I picked something up here and there during the war.
Okay,
I'm
fair enough.
a blade
Fair enough.
doctor.
So, we have several crises going on at the moment, most of which you already know about. So, this is what we got. This is the triage. This is the operating room. This isn't even the operating room. This is the triage room. You, my good people, have several crises before you, and you must decide which ones that you can actually tackle and which ones you can actually fix.
Yes, like a general triage. Please continue.
Oh yeah, that's all the opening words I'm gonna say. He says as he's still standing up, still
Yeah,
apparently doing a small little jig at the front end of the table.
Artemia look at Josh. Sit down.
Does he always act like this?
Okay. And he will go to the door, close the door, bring a necklace, take it away, close with the key, put the key back, sit down. The room is soundproof. You know, if I get with the new malefactor, I can make, you know, protections for other kind of stuff. But yeah, feel free to speak of everything and anything.
Do you have cameras in this room?
No, we don't have. This room is for our eyes only, and anyone who is not a member of the Lesser Key of Solomon gets caught in this room, well, he will be dealt with in the most violent manner. This is a place I built for us. The downstairs, yes, it's a jazz club and party and everything, yoo-hoo. Up here is for our affairs, and for our affairs only. So, what kind of problems we have? And I will right back.
Well, the problems we have is that there are several pits opening up in the entire greater New York area. That's one of the problems we have.
Well, let's go ahead and do it from a top-down perspective, my good sirs. The first crisis that comes to mind that happens to be the most long-standing happens to be the pit in Jersey. Now, the pit in Jersey, I've had a few of my servants go ahead and watch that situation. It's stable. It's not good, but at least it's stable. It doesn't seem to be expanding at an increased rate quite yet. Don't get me wrong, that is probably the worst thing in the world in the city, but at least it's not going where anytime soon. Now, more recently, just dropping down the list as I see it, Blastworker is dead, and we might be seeing some of its death rattles. He left quite a situation, quite an organization before his final demise. And in fact, there happens to be a giant fuck-off drill somewhere underneath New York. And from what I can see, it is quite powerful, seeing as just the presence of it, what it did to the local area of Hell's Kitchen. Doesn't seem like a lot of buildings have collapsed, and from the news reports it seems like a lot of people are dying, but it's just simply a taste of what that drill could possibly do. So that's also a priority. It might be something that we can actually tackle, because we do have his apprentice in the form of Alex. We do have his map. That is one adventure that we can take, And then just ratcheting it down once more. Apparently, we have something in the Bronx that's attacking people. But I believe Daniel here can describe that situation better than I.
I don't think it's attack. Okay. There's a creature walking around. It's about 15 feet tall. Has a skull-like face, snout, bite, fur all over it. I don't believe it's attacking people at random. I think it's going after people with energy, people with faith, people with their own sort of supernatural fuel.
Okay.
And it hungers for these things.
So we are on top of the food chain for him. He's going to come after us.
Apparently, we have a creature that hungers for us. That's fantastic. So, at least that's what I see with the general priorities that are being brought to the table. Gentlemen, these are your 3 patients. Decide which one you can save.
So, in one side we got a gate straight to hell. On the other side we have a giant creature who wants to eat us. And what was the third deadly patient?
The third deadly patient happens to be the legacy that the glassworker left behind.
Yes, that, thank you.
Me, myself,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared for taking Alex and just letting him lead me wherever I need to go in order to try to stop whatever machinations the glassworker is currently doing, because
I'm sorry,
I
Josh.
knew him
I do not trust
before.
this, Alex.
I knew him before. I knew the glassworker before. He was actually rather humane, but turns out if he's going ahead and destroying buildings, he obviously doesn't know what the fuck he's doing anymore.
Okay,
think
I
should
will aid you with this,
yourself.
Josh. I will go with you, following whatever the hell the glass worker has planned. Because if we need to deal with the human / Thrall side of the things, and he will actually look recomforted for once in these late weeks and go and look at you and go like, I have a way with people.
Yeah, I know. Shush. Bob Bro, Dr. Quinn, your reservations. Place them on the table.
All of them. This Alex, I do not trust him. I don't think he is of a sound mind whatsoever. So, if we were to go past that route, we need a couple of people. And I would be more than willing to accompany you.
Fair enough. Let me ask you, Dr. Quinn, have you interacted with the House of the Fundament on any extended level before?
Not very often.
Okay. Well, the malefactors, the House of the Fundament, they just generally have a different perspective on things. We all have our different perspective, but they seem the most alien, simply because they are the most removed from these bodies. They didn't make these bodies. They made the glass, they made the stone, they made the wood, they made a lot of other things, but they didn't make the bodies. So when you're talking to a malefactor, you're not going to go ahead and get their emotions. You're not going to go ahead and get their perspective on the Atlas of legendary places. No. You're going to look at compass directions. You're going to look at dimensions. You're going to look at space, time, and general philosophies, but definitely a human element is removed from it. They are builders. They are engineers. They care not. But that doesn't make them evil, does it?
Well, no.
This
Well, we have
man
Lily.
is-
Lily doesn't give a fuck for humanity anymore.
That's not entirely true.
Oh, you need to know Lily better, Dr. Quinn. She doesn't give a fuck for human beings. She doesn't like even human beings.
I have to disagree with you. I was there down with this idiot malefactor, and sure, she did try to stave off these followers of his, but she didn't try to kill anyone. So, no, I don't think
Dr.
she
Quinn,
was.
for how long have you ever met? Have you met Lily? For how long have you met? And he points to different members of the court, even including himself, including Josh. For how long?
How is this relevant? And
Experience teaches us
also,
things.
to which life are we referring to? This one? A previous one?
Yes, this one. Other one doesn't matter. Different situation, different fucking world.
The sergeant rises up from his chair, gets another whiskey, and sits back down.
Thank you for that comment. So, I haven't been in the city for that long. I
Well,
assume you know better.
I will give you 3 pieces of advice that I would have loved to get when I woke up here. First, if you try to hold everything that happens in New York will eat you. And it wouldn't mind to eat you any moment. She won't say please nor thank you. Second, you need to, and he will look directly at you and then directly at every member of the court, separate host emotions from our mindset. We have seen things go wrong in the past because of that, and he will slam his hands on the table. The host taking over, the host taking over ourselves. Let me remind you, everyone, mark a situation in the past. I don't want that to be happening again. Thank you very much. And the third piece of advice, Dr. Quinn. Don't be a smartass. No one likes smartass. That's all I need to say. And he will just lay back on the chair and put a hand over his eyes and have very, very silent day to himself. He's a very tired man at the moment.
I wonder, which faction do you fall under?
Luciferian.
Yes, that makes all the sense.
I love humanity. I love each and every one of them.
So of course you do. Of course you do.
Have packed up the thing I created on the past as a gift for them, and they need to be retaught now. Simply as that.
Oh, yes. Suddenly all your words make a lot more sense. And this is why I just can't listen to you talk any longer.
And which faction do you sell your loyalty to, Dr. Quinn?
I don't sell anything.
To which faction you give your loyalty then, Dr. Quinn?
Thank you. No, I have to be a smartass, of course. Reconciler.
A reconciler.
Yes.
Right. The earthquake, yeah.
Yes, the
That's
earthquake.
important. However, don't forget about the creature that's trying to suck us dry.
If you want to go after that, be my guest.
I don't think killing it is the answer.
Oh?
Simply because I have no idea what will happen if we kill it. If it can even be killed.
Well, you know what happened. Well, it's okay. Let's talk about death with our and he points to the Halakus. What happened when we die?
I'm not talking about the kind of creatures like us. I'm talking about something that will literally bite you and suck out your essence.
If he can suck faith, why can't he be one of us? Just a very, very extremely pissed off one of us.
Because this is a thing, at least
No. It's starting to make sense to me. It's starting to make sense. This thing, Daniel, do you know where it came from, or where people are saying it came from?
Okay, I've talked to a couple of people, and we've come to a conclusion that it comes from outside of creation.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Outside of creation. That definitely sounds like a certain dimension we're all very, very familiar with. Now, I'm not saying that it's the same place. I've talked to a lot of other people about a lot of different realms that this creation started to produce, but it could be very, very similar. Now, if we take the assumption that it's similar but not the same, we can draw certain conclusions. We've seen that apparently you can destroy it, but it doesn't stay gone for long. And we've seen that it wants a little bit of our essence, a little bit of our God spark. But do we know the thing's motives? Is it just mindless? What does it want? Does it want just to eat us? And if it does want to eat us, can we point him in a different direction to not eat us?
The people that I talked with said it was scared, but not scared of us. It seemed like it was scared of this world. It didn't know.
I think the more important question is, does it only go after people like us? Does it also go after the children of Babel? Cain's bastards? What's the pattern here?
I don't know. It might go... I don't think it goes after the children of Cain.
Children of Cain? Oh, I mean Cain's bastards.
Sorry, Cain's bastards. My apologies. Simply because they don't... I don't think
they're
anything
spiritually
drives...
dead people. Spiritually dead.
Well, only from what I have read, and I have been doing some research, and he will point to a bookshelf. We know who had faith inside them, who can produce it.
Humans.
Good. Then he would probably aim for humans, and if there is any kind of supernatural entity capable of generating faith, not like us that we are just capable of holding faith, he would go after them also, probably, if he is a faith vampire, so to speak.
Could be. Very possibly. But then again, we'd be hearing more about random attacks everywhere.
Great.
Alright. So, apparently it fears this world. Fantastic. Why is it here then?
We have no idea.
However, get that answer, we need to know where it came from.
Yeah, and we also, I don't think killing it is going to work.
Okay, and Artemio will take his little notepad. Anyone has an idea from how long this thing has been here?
Well,
Well,
I first saw it about a week ago.
Okay, good, a week ago. And Artemis just started connecting the dots because he's starting to see a lot of patterns here between the earthquakes and Satan's death. Then we had an earthquake happening, what, half an hour ago? Someone mentioned something about the glassmaker's map, and he looks at Josh. What kind of fucking map is that?
I've looked at the map. Alex has tried to explain the map to me. Apparently it's in a language and a drawing style that only his house understands. At least that's what he kept yelling at me when I told him that I was gibberish.
Okay, may I try to have a look upon the map?
Where is Alex?
yes.
If you need, I can give him a ring.
Yes, and please tell him to bring up this time.
Oh, before you call Alexios, uh, when the malefactor was
Mhm.
like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, any time frame?
I really couldn't tell you a precise timestamp. Dr. Quinn was there, I believe. Dr. Quinn, it was like 2 weeks ago on the 6th.
It depends how you're going to refer to his host body or his earthbound thing.
When did Lily turn to shreds?
That was about 2 weeks ago, 2.5.
Good. And he will write death of the malefactor 2 weeks ago, and he will just put his notepad on the table.
Oh,
The
you probably
malefactor.
should also
Yes.
add the fact that his forge has been malfunctioning. And hopefully
No.
the new malefactor has fixed this by now.
The forge has been malfunctioning, and he will
Yes.
show his notes to the court that has a little dot line connecting to each other. The malefactor is to that 2 weeks ago. A creature who can come
Yes.
and eat faith from us has appeared a week ago. The forge is malfunctioning, and we have earthquakes.
Yes, and
Anyone see the patterns here?
The
before
sergeant
you
rises up again, gets another whiskey, and sits down again.
He will look at the sergeant. Sergeant, I know that you like to erase evil from the land.
What made you think that?
Things.
Get to the things you really want to say.
And he will push his notes to a table up to Sergeant. Search and destroy, please. It's not an efficient way to contain at the moment, but we have other things to handle, like giant earthquakes and pits leading to hell.
Who do you want? Who do you want terminated?
The giant thing that eats faith.
Then
I would
first,
say I would ask. I would ask Lily
understand
to
that you do not know why I do the things I do, as I do not know why you do the things you do. However,
Yes, good point.
I try to kill those who are guilty of manipulating, hurting, damaging, murdering humans.
Well, he
This
might
creature,
attack humans.
this creature, how violent it may be, I have not came across yet, and do not know, therefore, if it's guilty of those things yet. Now I'm very willing to investigate and see if this creature is indeed guilty of the foresaid things, but I will not just generally run into its direction and fire bullets at it. That's not my style, sir. I know you see me as a barbarian. I simply am.
To be fair,
Sergeant.
when it attacked, there were no normal humans around. There was me, there were mages, there were fairies, but no normal humans.
Sergeant, I don't see you as a barbarian, and I'm sorry if I was too rash, but I would deeply appreciate if you could take a look upon this.
I will take as much look at this as I will take a look at the map. When I come across it, I will look at it. I have not come across the creature yet. I have not yet come across the map. Both will be handled when I come across to it.
Thank you very much, Sergeant. And I don't have any fucking idea that what we could do with the pit of First Jersey, so elaborate.
Well, let me give you some information then.
Go ahead.
Or some pieces of advice. The map has several focus points. One of them, New Jersey. One of them, in the Bronx, underneath, or right where Yankee Stadium is, right where the forge of the malefactor was. Another one, Manhattan. Another one, Queens, Brooklyn. 5 points. It's the star that we recognize and love.
Which doesn't really make a lot of sense when you look at an actual map of the city. Doesn't really match up perfectly
No.
with the diagram.
But then
question-
again, it does make sense.
Question to the ST.
Yep.
Artemio has at the moment Occult 2. It would be okay if he can roll to relate this shape on the map with old scrying techniques like radiesthesia.
Oh, go ahead and roll it.
Yep. It would be Intelligence Occult.
Difficulty 7.
Do we
Okay.
have the map then?
The map is right here in front of us.
No, not yet.
Right.
He's been using what he's been hearing.
Yeah.
Difficulty 7. Okay. Here we go. Rolling, and he got 2 successes.
Okay, with 2 successes, this is what you generally get. They're called ley lines. At least that's what they call them now. You used to know them as the iron ways that the malefactors themselves created a long, long time ago. Now, most of these roads have deteriorated over the millennia, but apparently these people have rediscovered them and started calling them ley lines. These are lines of power that run throughout the entire world, and you can kind of map them out if you know where they're coming from and where they're going to, and intersections are usually places of power.
Okay. Artemio will just shake his head, stand up, go grab a book, come back at the table, slam the book on the table. They are ley lines, gentlemen. They are ley lines, all ways that the malefactor had. The intersections are places of power, so we need to look at the map, and we need to go to said places of power and see what the malefactor was trying to redirect power to. Or
And
from.
you need to get the actual map.
Dear Artemio, what we need to do is we need to see the map, and we need to verify whether the pit in New Jersey and the accident underneath Yankee Stadium are in the right locations, and then we can pinpoint where the other places would be.
Josh, can you call Alex?
And you see that throughout this entire conversation, Josh has already been on the phone.
And anyone being quickly perceptive, I think maybe the Rev can have his bullshit perception roll, and as he says, why should I bring it?
Alex, have you actually looked at the news lately?
There's an earthquake, so
People have died. This is a serious business.
so what you're saying is important to you.
Yes, it's important to me. How do I make it important to you?
Compensation.
Okay, compensation. Well, I can go ahead and give you the
Not to
fast
make me
line.
nerdy, you.
I'll go ahead and give you the fast line to the old malefactor's work, and I'm not talking about the glass worker. I'm talking about Saul.
Really, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Really? And as his voice starts getting higher pitched for some fuck off reason. And, wow. And you said you're at bloody 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 dress.
Yes, I'm at blah 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 address.
Give me a moment.
Artemia will
There's a
find
fire
Josh.
escape on the second floor. I'll be there.
Yeah, click.
Oh, I was going to offer you the speaker, and he points to the middle of the table. There is a speaker for the phone.
He's coming, people. Don't get your panties in a bunch.
So,
The Reverend will
So-
focus a little bit on the coming of the new malefactor, not trusting the asshole one bit.
yeah, same here.
I will throw for C. That's all.
And Quinn will just look at the Revan. So how high up your list is he at the moment?
Not yet at the top, but he's getting there.
Wrong dice.
Wrong dice.
Crappy, damn it.
Those are a lot of sixes.
Those are a lot of
Those-
sixes for
those
six-sided
are-
dice.
Those are also high up.
God damn.
That's probably the wrong dice. Oh damn.
Alright, you definitely have your foreseeability up for the amount of time that you were requesting, my good sir. As I'm just going to go ahead and do some work over the side. Alex, describe your entry and don't be a jackass about it.
When have I ever been a jackass?
Always.
As
When you were born.
the fire escape on the second floor, where there is a momentarily open thing, and if this thing was still connected to the building itself, it would certainly be pressing a lot of alarms. But mysteriously, it is not. As he pushes the door behind him closed, make sure it's locked, and comes down the stairs, you hear the pitter-patter of not Effie's footsteps, more just like footsteps as he enters the room with the other assembled fallen representatives. And he's just standing there like a jackass.
Artemia will just look at the malefactor thingy you guy and go like, "Hello, please take a seat, a drink, something to eat, a puppy."
I like that wall there, he says, pointing at the wall. I'm going to stand by that wall. And he stands by that wall.
He looks at the wall. Good wall,
You have
good
the map.
material.
Do you have the map, Alex?
I have it.
Did you bring it?
I brought it.
Maybe we can take a look at the map, Alex. That's what the gentlemen are trying to say.
No,
Maybe
what they're trying to
you
say, put it on the table so we can look at it, goddammit.
Maybe you could. What am I getting?
What do you want for us to take a look at the map, Alex?
I was promised access to something marvelous. Is that still
Yes. I think we have to introduce you to that pool of lava.
Dr. Quinn, please restrain your tongue. And he will look at Josh.
Alex, I did promise you that I would take you to the old malefactor's work. I made that promise and I'm going to uphold it. If you help us with what we want to do, we want to stop more earthquakes from happening in the city. And we believe that looking at that map and following that map to its logical course and stopping the cause is at the end of following that map. So please.
Well, it's nice for you to say that, but I see the formation of earthquakes perfectly natural, the ever magnificent and causing moving through the tectonic plates. But why should I help everyone else? They haven't said any kind word to me.
Well, we want to take a look at the map so we can understand it more and maybe do something about it or maybe not do something about it. We just really need the map.
Silence, everyone!
Yes, listen to the almighty Artemio.
Courtesy is really important for some kind of people. And he will look at Alex and go like, if we have been discourteous, I'm sorry. We just want to take a look at the map. That's it.
Because you asked nicely. You may look at it, you may not have it.
Thank you very much, Alex. And he will point at he won't even touch the map. He will move the things from the table, point at the table, empty space, and the table is yours, Alex.
Alex walked to the table. So according to understand, he says, rolling up the map, you slandered my name. Not incentivized me to help you. And simply asking seems to be overtly too much for you, he says, rolling the map out in deference to Artemia more than anyone else.
Thank you very much. And Artemia will try and look for the ley lines and try to slowly decipher them.
You go ahead and you look at the map, and for the briefest of seconds, it does look like the tri-state area of Jersey, New York, and New York City properly. However, the more you look at it, you tend to stare at it. And when you stare at it, it changes. It changes ever so slightly to try and reconfigure itself. The boroughs go ahead and get mixed up. You see Manhattan all the way to the south. You see Staten Island towards the northwest. In fact, the east and the Hudson rivers go ahead and change places quite a number of times before your sight actually adjusts. You are completely mesmerized and confused. Anybody who's looking at the map is completely mesmerized and just totally confused. The senses are just overwhelmed as your brain, your very, very human host brain, tries to reconfigure these different places all at once until eventually the map goes ahead and unravels itself, presents itself as such. These writings, if you could call them that, these chicken scraps seems to be in a language you don't quite understand. You go ahead and reach back far, far into your brain. Actually, Daniel, would you like to make an intelligence legacy roll right now? As you look at this map, and below it, you can definitely see parts where there was Jersey, parts where there was Staten Island, parts where there was Brooklyn and the Bronx and Manhattan Isles and Wall Street. Wall Street used to be right over there where that squiggly line is at the moment. And again, Daniel, if you'd like to roll Intelligence Legacy, please do so, as you're presented with this rather confusing
Can everybody do
argument.
Hans Legacy?
Sorry, I just got back in after my internet dropped out. Intelligence Legacy, you said?
Difficulty 7, please.
Can anybody roll Legacy who has Legacy?
What's your rating in Legacy?
2.
3 here.
Quinn, you can roll. Sorry. Can't do it, Sergeant.
Would it for me be a bit higher if my legacy is lower than 10?
Nah, just straight
I don't
7
know.
for both of you.
I'll throw in a willpower as well.
I don't need willpower.
Is the willpower not allowed?
No, it's reflexive.
No,
Okay. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, difficulty 7. You said.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 successes.
no,
All right,
we both arrive at the
and-
same place.
Okay. You both arrived at generally the same place, taking very, very different routes. You of the Awakening House goes ahead and looks at it from a purely wind and atmospheric condition model. Actually, it presents itself as such. You go ahead and recognize where oxygen and atmosphere should be within this diagram. It's strange, since you were looking at a map of New York, a geographic map, and instantly you're just filled with this knowledge of how the atmosphere should work, where the nitrogen, oxygen, and other air particles should be. For you, Daniel, you go ahead and look at this map. You take actually particular interest in the entrances and exits of these different arrows, these different pathways, and you recognize that some part of this world has weakened itself significantly, but on a purely physical level, not a spiritual level, not a realm level, but it is a physical gateway or opening between one world to the next.
Wait, so it's opening itself to another world or another realm like the Shadow Realm?
Who knows? That is what your information tells you.
It's so funny that they get to roll and portal specialists like what?
Well, Sergeant, if you would like to look at it, you may
Come on.
actually roll.
Portal specialism. Roll that.
Oh, actually, if you are studying the map, Sergeant, roll me perception, intuition. I know you got buttloads of all that.
Oh god, here we go. That's 13 dice.
What?
Diff 7.
13.
Yeah. The future and the paths are no challenge for the sergeant.
Nope.
Well, depends if he gets any successes.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, with 2 successes, you go ahead and observe the map. You recognize, just through your intuition of the world, just through your intuition of creation, that this map is overlaid New York in some fashion, in some way, in some form. You can get to what is depicted on the map, but you have to find the gateway. You have to find the portal to actually slip through. This place, it exists, but it exists, parallel, overlaying the New York geography as it is physical. These two places are physical, and they occupy the same space, but they don't seem to interact.
I've been in the dreaming. Does it look more like the dreaming, where there's a mirror world, only created by something else, or is it more in the area of another realm?
The dreaming, it's an interesting place. And when you look at this map, while the method of travel may be different, you get the sense that this is in fact true. That this world that exists parallel and overlapping New York City, it might exist in another realm. The problem is the dreaming is totally and utterly separate from the waking world. However, this one is just overlaid on top. In fact, if you were to go ahead and walk over to that elevator, you could slip into this other world if you knew which portal to walk in.
Question.
Daniel, for his part, is... go right ahead.
Do we see one portal or like multiple, like 5, like we saw before?
Who knows? You're looking at the map as it is right now, in all its confusion. And besides, you're not the portal expert over here.
No, I'm not, but it's more because... well, sorry, yeah, Daniel goes first.
Daniel is going to trace the route that he found with his fingers up until the point where the world was weakening. There's weird. It's like they're crossing over.
No, not quite. It's... oh, if I remember what the crazy professor told us, he was trying to create a gateway between this world and another, trying to reconnect us with our brothers and sisters, as he told us. And not the ones there, but the ones...
Artemia will look at the map and look at Dr. Quinn. Dr. Quinn, the malefactor was not crazy. We all have our... No, he wasn't. We all have our particular quirks. For example, you. You're a reconciler. You want to make peace with upstairs. You won't see me trying to do that. For me,
No,
you are crazy.
no. I think you're mistaken. I do not want to make peace with upstairs. I want to make peace with.
Can we please just focus our attention on the map instead of
Yes,
focusing on each other?
yes, sorry. So, and he will look at Daniel. Talk to me. What this do? What this I know what the lines mean. What? And he will look at Dr. Quinn. You said he was trying to reconnect things.
It's weird because if you like he points to the route that Dr. Quinn pointed out. This one, and then he points to the route that he himself out, and this one, they end up at the same place. Yet at this point, the link between them is weakening.
So
They're looks like they're wandering portals.
something like a portal. And he will actually instinctively look at one of the things that is on the room that is covered by a blanket, and he will look like a portal. Huh.
Yes, the portal. They
He
said.
will go grab something and bring it forth and put it in front of the table and unveil a dressing mirror. Maybe this can help?
Quinn is just going to get a drink now.
Josh is just going to go ahead and look at Artemio and look at what he has brought. Is that
Yes,
made of glass?
Yes, it's a job that I ask to the glass worker.
At which point Josh goes ahead and leaps across the table towards the mirror and actually takes a hold of it. Unless somebody does anything, he's just going to go ahead and throw it to the ground, crashing it.
Artemio will grab it and move it out of the way and go like, it's not activate, let me finish.
No,
if you want to do
I'm
that,
with Josh here. Destroy it.
No. Everyone wait a second. And he will put the sheet over the mirror again. This is what I talked with the malefactor a long time ago after Marcus rises of Marcus' mind, so to speak. These
Josh
are
is going
what
to
I
go
call...
to your ear. Josh is going to go to your ear right now and whisper into your ear. He can listen into you and see you when you have your fucking... Alex right there, you motherfucker! He's just heard the entire fucking conversation!
And he will look back at the mirror, go like... Put his hand on the... Bring out a gun and bring out a set of keys and pass the keys to Josh. There is a copy at my department. The second key from the left will open the room behind the bookshelf. That will lead you to the place where I keep the files and everything there is. Do you remember when we go to Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
There is something that he gave to us in the safe. You should take a look. The combination is 35 left, 34 right, 0. Okay? I'm trusting you.
Josh goes ahead and takes the key, goes ahead and takes the gun, looks at the mirror, destroy it now. At which point he just goes ahead and disappears into the ether.
Artemio will grab a small hammer from a box, will unveil the mirror and go like, I trusted you. I really did. And he will go, Plah!
So everything
It seems my mistrust wasn't misplaced.
If anyone is paying attention to Alex right now, he just has this stinking grin on his face.
Oh, Quinn doesn't give a fuck about Alex.
Artemio will sit down and explain. Those were getaway mirrors. They were a set of mirrors I asked to the glass worker. They were connected. One at my office in my private room at home and one here for us to allow to have a secondary way out until they killed the glass worker. They were tuned for a set of words from an old language I learned when I was back at Italy. They were going to function as a road for us, a secret way out to another places that we needed to go. Mm. It reminded me of things, and you can actually see him shed a couple of tears. Things that the House of the Restless used to have.
Yes, well. Back to what we need to do now. It seems that our conversation wasn't entirely private, although you gave us your word. A mistake, which I will not hold against you. Is the piece of glass broken, by the way? Because I saw something in the chat.
What?
The mirror.
Glass, the mirror.
The mirror is completely broken.
Yeah, it's shattered.
Okay, no, just making sure. So you know.
Daniel actually looks at the pieces. Are we sure that it's broken? Because is it actually the mirror as a whole that he used, or just the glass?
Alex waves his hand and pretty much says, the incantation is broken. Nothing for you little fretting minds to worry about.
One more up the list. Yes. So I think we're at an agreement here. Let's say we walk around the room. These portals are top priority at the moment.
Alright, they're doing funky stuff. That should really stop.
Yes. The one in Jersey, we know, or we've been told how to deactivate. However, our tyrant wasn't willing to relinquish the item to do so, so we'll need to start negotiations so we can do it for them, with them. Until then, we'll need to focus more on New York.
Right.
Right, so you're completely forsaking the rest of the continent for New York.
I can't hear you.
Sorry. So you're completely forsaking the rest of the continent for New York?
No. I would say that his host body and most of his work was here in New York. If we can stop the origin point, it should stop worldwide. I don't know how manufactured lords work. I'm sorry.
It's not that complicated. It's just the spaces in between. Okay, but seriously, there's a big fuck off pig in New Jersey, and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Well, who wants to go and take a look at the pit?
We can't just go into territory of someone else's court.
Well, I thought they were dead. We kind of.
No.
I remember that we went there, and then we appear in Mars, and there was a fucking giant thing that Lily and we killed, and then we come back. Oh, but that prismatic bitch is still alive.
And there was another person when we found the malefactor known as Victor, a man calling himself that is referred to as a Dark Rider. So no, there are still others, of course.
Artemio, you will get a text. Complications. Still preparing to try to follow the Glassworkers map. I will have to catch you later in the text.
Artemio will look. It actually says I will catch you later.
I will catch you later.
He will send a text back. It's done? Question mark.
Complications. It'll get done.
Need backup?
No.
Well, go with Lucifer. Send. Okay, I will leave that on your hands, he says. So.
Okay. So, to recap, what exactly did we just discover and what exactly are we going to do?
Well, the malefactor was trying to do something to open a portal to somewhere. And he points to the lines and the intersections, or whatever he can find of the lines and intersections using Dr. Quinn and Daniel's ability to know things. And he will go like, this might sound horrible, but destroy. That
Destroy.
normally, yes,
What?
that normally prevents whatever is down there or up there or wherever the fuck these points converge. It's an energy place, remember.
Yes, and what happens when we destroy giant places of energy? That energy gets released.
No, we don't destroy it. We close it up.
You want to close energy up.
Apparently, the pits in Jersey can be closed. I
You know
assume.
how?
Is the thing still working? Sort of points at the shards.
No, he looks at Daniel. He told me something about it. Daniel, no, sorry, the malefactor. And go like, he told me something about enchantment and runes, and he then start talking on a language I could not follow, and I just nodded.
Right.
So, can you tell me if it's broken? And he looks at the malefactor, please. He points to the shards of the mirror. He can still hear us?
I told you. You can put your puny minds to rest. The incantatrix is broken.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
So nice. Thank you.
Keep going one up the list again. Great.
I know. Yes, there is a particular key, apparently, that can be used. Lily was asked to relinquish the key. She didn't do this because it was a person named Charlotte, don't know. And apparently they know how, but what else you got that Charlotte is not the leader of, or not the tyrant of that court, the Jersey court.
Well, the last time we saw Charlotte ran away from us really quickly. On her prison form full of faces and screams.
I don't know how that works, but I don't know which one was first. The talk about the key or this one. Oh,
Right, key closes up pit.
yes. But you probably need a ritual of some sort.
Great.
However, like I said, if we can verify that the pit in Jersey, the thing in Yankee Stadium, the one in Hell's Kitchen now, they all are points on this map. then we know that they are linked, and well, and all 5 have been opened.
Would it be a smart idea to check out the surface locations of the points?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
There are
Yeah, the
multiple
problem for us
locations.
is that we probably don't know the out of character. We wouldn't know where the surface points are. The only guy that would probably be the presence specialist.
The portal specialist.
Yes. So yes, as soon as we can verify, we should make sure that nothing else pops out.
Okay. So we got that covered. Well, we didn't. Well, you know, the locations. If we can figure it out, we're gonna check it out. The map. We now have it, or at least Alex has it. The giant monstrosity is still walking around until we know more about it. It should be just researched and furthermore a bit left alone. Great. And then there's the weird attack at the zoo, at the Bronx Zoo.
Yeah.
Daniel,
That's also the one I don't know.
I have a feeling you want something to do help in this endeavor, right?
I just
Right.
I just want to help.
How about you focus on what you're good at? In your form. Which means either you give yourself a chance to talk to the deceased people who were eviscerated, or you do the other way around. You try to specify how the creature that kills using your medical expertise. This will keep you busy for a while because I think you're very specialized.
Yeah, I'll just I'll do what I can. As he like grabs a drink.
So, as I understand it, you do not know the actual address of the vertices of the point that the map shows. Is what
I
I'm
have a
getting?
vague idea, but I don't have a precise. Can you help me, Alex?
Well, since you asked so nicely, finally someone gets what it's all about. And he goes over the map, and you can see his eyes eh, sort of flip on, and as a little bit of this, something or another, like this electromagnetic buzz just feels around his head for a moment. It as the overhanging lights dim and then turn off as well. So the room comes to a not dark because of a lack of light, but dark because of a lack of electrical energy. As he takes a paper and writes down a few different notes here and there. And on a separate piece of paper, of course. Gets a piece of paper, rips off one line. Because you asked, you get one for free.
Thanks. As he like takes the paper, I appreciate it.
And how much do the rest cost?
They cost one paper each.
Intriguing. The line that you got, which one is it? Or that he got?
Out of character. Which location did Daniel get from Alex?
Oh, let's roll a fate die for that one.
Please be a plus.
Yeah.
2 pluses. All right. You know Hell's Kitchen? It's an address right in there.
Well, seems like we're gonna go back to Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, Lovely. So that's the one in Manhattan.
That is
Right.
definitely a neighborhood within Manhattan.
Yeah, this is just Quinn talking out loud. So, dear malefactor, well, what kind of favor would you need from us? Because we're quite sure there's one in the Bronx. And one.
Well, have you ever heard the story about Rumpelstiltskin?
You want a lot of gold?
Like, you clearly don't remember the tale. I have my favors, and if you take this, I can ask of you one favor, whatever it may be. I don't have to specify right now what it is.
Playing that game again.
Sure, I'll play along.
How many do you wish to buy?
Two more.
To Mr. Barbara, to Mr. Quinn. Was that two pieces of paper?
I
You
don't
owe
know.
me
Look,
2 favors.
Sammy will look at Alex. So it's a favor per location, right?
Yep.
Right, so
Okay,
you get 2 favors from me.
I want one.
Rips up another one. Mr. Arteo, you owe me 1 favor.
Yes, I owe you one favor, Alex. Call me when you need me. I always honor my word.
Indeed. And as he holds up one last strip of paper. This one I can take back with me just as fine as I can return it.
Preferably, I would like to have the location of two that we don't know yet. So, Hell's Kitchen, no. We're fairly certain that there's one in New Jersey, so. Well, surprise me with the 2 that you got from me.
Look. I've already gave you 2 locations. They're non-refundable.
No. Oh, did he actually give me 2 locations?
Yeah, he gave you 2 different locations. He didn't specify what they were.
Alright, I'm looking at the pieces of map, or the pieces of paper.
Look. Right now they're just plot coupons for right now. Oh, he has 1 more plot coupon in his hand, and he's willing to give it away for 1 more favor. Let's deal with that.
Does anyone want to owe him a favor?
I'll take it.
No. Taking one for a team, I like it.
He hands one over to Daniel. Well, you got 1 for free, and you owe me a favor now. Good job.
Right. Thanks, Alex. You know where you can find me.
Can we get these locations now? Or...
It's tea time!
Out of character, you'll get the locations, okay? Don't worry about it.
Okay,
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Because you just said that it was blank, so I'm like, oh, thanks for giving me blank pieces of papers.
No, you didn't
dick.
like. There, you actually got an address on the piece of paper. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Because I
Where this is coming from?
for a second,
Impart your holy wisdom upon us. Where the fuck are we going?
just out of curiosity, is one underneath Yankee Stadium and one in New Jersey?
Yep.
Yay! I was correct. Oh wait, I didn't want to be
Partially.
correct. Partially. All right.
Where am I going, Austin, with my lovely, beautiful paper?
Do. You know what I say? Let's not disrupt the flow of scene. If you guys want to do anything more, please say so. Otherwise, we can bring the scene to a close.
For me, it's okay.
Yeah, I think we can close it here.
So we will leave our demons being demons and organizing their magic thingy majiggy. So thank you for watching, and I hope you will see the scenes that we all die in the upcoming hours. Thank you. Say
See you
goodbye.
now.